Hey y'all. So today we wanted to talk about sobriety and quarantining slash social distancing slash everything that's going on right now. But I'm just gonna say sobriety and quarantining just for the sake of that. Anyway, so where to start? Anyway, I've been thinking a lot more often lately about drinking, which anybody who's going through sobriety knows it's a cycle like that where sometimes you don't think about it at all and other times you think about it all the time. Right now, I'm thinking about it all the time. Things are obviously stressful right now for everyone. And I just feel like there's many layers of stress going on in my life presently of just everything that's happening, and then these next 2 weeks are really difficult. This be 2 years since Pop died in a week, and then it's 2 years since Johnny died in just about 2 weeks. So that's a lot to be reliving those memories. And last year, I remember it really tested me on my sobriety to be reliving those memories from that last week of Pop-Up's life and everything that happened after that. And as I've talked about before in other videos, my sobriety and grief are very much linked together because April is the month that they both died and is also the month where I finally got sober at the end of it. So to be counting up my sobriety is also counting up my time without them. And so I remember I made a video about 6 months into my sobriety journey where I said I just want to quit just so that it's not the same countdown. But so that plays into it. It's like I always have this battle right before my sobriety anniversary. It's like this really hard battle with it, which I guess in some ways makes it even, better or more powerful or whatever you want to say when I can then celebrate another year sober after I get through the really hard month, the beginning of April. It's just so much stuff happened, obviously, that you guys have seen and heard about, and it was just really hard. And the reason I drank that very last time before getting sober was I wanted to escape all of the grief and sadness that I was feeling, and I wanted to go away, but it didn't, obviously. And so I just I wouldn't say I'm actively, my voice just died. That was weird. I wouldn't say I'm actively seeking out drinking. I don't feel that way where it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's more like a passive thought of wow, I really wish I could drink right now, but I'm not having the as much of a physical fight as I used to, where it used to be if I felt like that, I would have to sit in my car for 2 hours and not move. Otherwise, I knew I was going to walk to a bar. Now it's more okay, I have a lot of free time with this, all the stuff that's not going on. My work isn't as busy. I'm by myself here because Hannah can't be here. There's all those little factors where it's I could drink and no one would know. That's the kind of thought line I'm on. It's I could do it, and maybe it would take the stress away. I know that it won't, but in the back of my mind, it's oh, well, no one would know that you're doing it, so maybe you should try it. It's just the little nagging thought kind of in the background versus a huge craving of I need to do it right now. I've noticed in the second year of sobriety, it's less of the deep cravings and more of the I guess I would say theoretical cravings of I want to do it and I miss doing it. I really do. I miss being drunk. I miss not feeling so weighted by everything, because that's why I drank. I drank to forget about all that stuff, and now it's I have to be feeling everything and I have to be carrying everything all the time. I don't have that ability to just let it go as easily. If I go to the gym, if I work out, if I run, do stuff like that, I can work it out, but it's not as good as being drunk. I miss that feeling. I feel like I've talked about this before in the video. I miss that feeling when you're just starting to really feel it, where you're humming right along and you're feeling really good. I miss that feeling right there where yes, my next drink is gonna put me right over. I miss that feeling. I don't miss blacking out. I mean, I did that all the time, but I don't miss waking up the next day and, you know, trying to figure out how I even got home and if I paid for things and whatever. But I don't know. I'll make a more in-depth video about my sobriety thoughts for my 2-year anniversary of sobriety. But I just thought I'd talk about that because I think it's like kind of a thing that people might not be thinking about. It's like, what are alcoholics and other addicts doing right now when you're stuck home alone? It's difficult. Or stuck. You might be stuck with people that feed your addictions, things like that. So just putting that thought out there of kind of trying to juggle. I've always been really bad at having too much free time, where like that's where I'm like, oh, I should just drink to fill that gap. So I try and keep myself busy so I don't have an opportunity to function on it. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking today, and I was just sitting here doing this and thinking about what it would be like to have a wedding ring. So that's how I get through those moments. I think about the good things coming, and I don't. And I know rationally that drinking will not help, but sometimes my default is like just numb it all out for a little while. So that's what I've been thinking about today. Just thought I'd share. So anyway, I'm about to go for my once a week grocery shopping trip to stock up on stuff for me and Hannah. So that's what I'm doing. So I hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and hope you guys are having a good week, and I'll talk to you next time.